For 17 years, the temporary location of St Patrick's National School in CELBRIDGE has quietly grown into a community hub, now serving nearly 400 children. By all accounts, it's a good school and a happy place. But a serious issue has been brewing over the years. Initially planned to be temporary, the school has far outstayed its time on a site that was only ever meant to be a short-term location. The problem? There's no safe route for children to get to school. Parents report a daily gauntlet, navigating narrow footpaths, dodging speeding cars, and crossing busy roads with limited visibility. This situation has led to numerous near misses and even accidents. After years of inaction, a group of concerned parents is saying, enough. On September 13th, they plan to peacefully protest, demanding a simple solution: give our children a way to get to school without risk of injury or worse. I'm Tressa Keegan, and you are listening to the Speaker Podcast. This is Blind Spot, the problem with getting a safe route to school for St Patrick's. It all began in 2007, when St Patrick's was granted temporary planning permission to operate for 5 years. A site had been identified for a permanent new school building, but that project wasn't off the ground yet. The approval to operate in their temporary facility came with a condition: the installation of a pedestrian gate leading into the Primrose Gate estate, a measure intended to ensure a safe pedestrian access point for children attending the school. But there was a problem. The Primrose Gate Management Company, responsible for the estate, reportedly objected to the gate being opened because they didn't want the school traffic spilling into their neighbourhood. The school, evidently caught between a rock and a hard place, decided to open its doors without opening that gate. And so, St Patrick's, eager to serve its community and looking forward to the promised purpose-built school, began to operate without meeting one of the critical planning conditions. It was never meant to be an issue, some 17 years later. The children were not able to access through the gate that had been installed, but with enrolments complete, September arrived and they found themselves using an alternative route. Stephen Fitzpatrick is a member of the Board of Management at the school, but spoke with me in his capacity as a concerned parent.
As a parent, we feel that walking up the kids to our school, that this isn't a safe route. When we investigated it, it turned out that there was a lot of anomalies relating to that route up to the school. It was never authorised. It was never signed off from Kildare County Council as being a safe route up to the school. In fact, they actually refused that as the route to the school. The school only got permission to build because they put in a pedestrian entrance. So the council granted them planning permission. However, when they built the school, they never opened the pedestrian entrance. So it's a historic long-term issue that for the last 17 years, children have been going up through a route that has never been sanctioned by the school or by Kildare County Council as a safe route.
As the years went by, the school reapplied for planning permission. The application suggests that they were still seeking to come to some sort of an accommodation with Primrose Gate Management Company. Kildare County Council reimposed the original conditions, including the gate. Yet, despite KCC's decision, the gate has remained closed and the school continues to operate. Few people realise that in June 2024, Kildare County Council issued a warning letter about the school, suggesting that it may now be an unauthorised development because their permission has expired. It's possible that the promise of the Three Schools campus on a nearby parcel of land has created something of a disincentive to applying for renewed planning permission. Reasons are unclear. But the Three Schools campus project has also been beset by delays, and a timeframe for breaking ground on the new campus is not clear. Another school relying on the Three Schools campus project for delivery of school places is St Raphael's Special School. Here's Bernard Durkin discussing the Three Schools campus project in that context.
And this has been going on for quite a long time. For instance, a replacement for St Raphael's School in CELBRIDGE has been mooted for 20 years. has been in need of a replacement 20 years ago, and things have changed, come and gone, governments have come and gone, and so on and so forth. I have been told, in actual fact, at public meetings by people who were in the know at the time, we all know those people, Can Corla, that this was imminent, it would be done at any moment, and there was no need to worry about it. That wasn't true, as we now know, because the 3-school project within school, which entailed the replacement for St. Raphael's on the Dublin Road, CELBRIDGE, still hasn't taken place, and the children are still looking for places, and the children with special needs requirements are still looking for places, and the children who don't have special needs requirements are still looking for places. And that shouldn't be, because some of us went to...
Unfortunately, as with so many public amenities, a new school building for the children of St. Patrick's and the other schools waiting for the campus to be built is surely some years away. Meantime, safety is the primary issue.
This junction here. Now, when we were with the area engineer, he explained to us that a junction like this, it's too unsafe to put a lollipop person at, because the lollipop person has to look 3 ways, and they won't do that. So it's too unsafe for a lollipop lady, a person. But kids are expected to cross on their own.
Is it that it's too unsafe? Hundreds of pupils navigate the Hazelhatch Road twice a day. Those who are not in a car cross the junction with the Hazelhatch estate on foot. Then they arrive at another 45-degree junction. No traffic or pedestrian lights, no zebra crossing. They make their way to a narrow gate at the entrance of the GAA club. Walkers, buggies and wheelchairs compete with cyclists for space on the thin path down towards the GAA club and onwards towards the school, to avoid cars or cyclists on the access road itself. When there's not enough room on the path, they can sometimes spill out onto the road, a clear danger.
You'd like to let your kids start walking to school, give them that bit of independence, trust that they're okay on the side of the, on the pathway with their friends, but you just can't take that risk.
All this to access a prefab, home to a beloved school that should have been given a modern building decades ago. There's still no confirmed start date for construction. The parents I spoke with argue that this is not about convenience, but it's that they are forced to use an unsafe alternative. Louise McInerney is a former member of the school's Board of Management, a current member of the Parents Association. She spoke with me solely in a personal capacity about the situation.
And especially since we've become more involved in this and our senses are more heightened, and there has been more collisions. There has been like a kid knocked down. There has been a mother knocked down. There's been many. We all have. There's a tracker now. We've had so many collisions along that route, and it's just gotten to a point now where it's really, we're so deeply involved now. Well, I certainly am. I can't remove myself from this, and I feel like I just have to keep going until it's resolved.
Incidents are a regular occurrence. There are reports that a serious accident took place in January of this year at the junction with Hazelhatch Estate. JP Narbon is a father of 3 and says he is tired of dodging hazards along the route. The day I spoke with him, he had witnessed yet another incident.
Because there's moments where a bus is coming down there, barreling down the Hazelhatch Road, and the buses are going 60, and sometimes they're going over, and there's a foot between you and the bus. It's absolutely incredible. Just even today alone, and this is no lie, I was dropping my wife at the train, was driving down the Hazelhatch Road, and someone pulled out onto the Hazelhatch Road, looked to the right, missed the biker coming, hit a biker of about 18 and 19 years of age. The kid was very athletic. It was unbelievable how he was able to get right up. No child, no adult of my age is going to be able to take that hit without it being even messier. And then luckily, the woman got out. She was very apologetic, but that happened.
So the parents don't know when the safety issues will be addressed. They don't know when the new school will be built. They're not sure whether the fact that the school is temporary is deterring Kildare County Council from upgrading the route to make it safer or pursuing a new alternative. But they told me that the Hazelhatch Road is busy, hazardous to young pedestrians and their parents. And despite the support they have received from councillors, these parents believe it will only get worse. Here's JP again with an outlook on the next few years.
There's 2 new housing estates there that are going up there, which are bringing in so much construction. And hopefully we're getting a new school in a few years, which is going to bring even more construction down that road. And yet these construction workers, which are coming from all over the country, they'll have no idea there's a school there. it's actually so poorly posted. You don't know there's a school. There's no traffic calming measures, anything like that. And that's another big hazard as well, is we're about to see massive growth on the Hazelhatch Road within housing estates and more amenities. And yet we're doing nothing to actually protect the kids.
Over the years, parents have become increasingly concerned about their children's safety. There is no longer any trust that solutions are coming. The road to access the temporary school is in a 60-kilometre zone, a link between the busy town of CELBRIDGE with its train station serving thousands of commuters.
Where every party has their feet stuck in the sand and they're pointing at each other saying, no, it's their fault, no, it's their fault. Okay, it's a joint responsibility. It's joint responsibility between the Carroll Towns Council and the school to provide a safe route to the school. So we've queried the Department of Education multiple times, and the general response we're getting each time is this is a local issue between the school and the county council, and they keep referring us back to there. Now, it's not been addressed at that level, so at what stage does it get escalated where that it does become their issue? I'm not sure.
I'm no engineer, but there appear to be 4 options to resolving the matter, each fraught with difficulty. Option 1, build the new school campus and provide a safe pedestrian route. But this has been years in the making, and still the Department of Education has not broken ground on the project. Option 2, find a brand new entrance to the school, which seems unlikely given the constraints of the site and its location within the GAA grounds. Option 3, upgrade the Hazelhatch Road with proper infrastructure and a mix of signage, speed ramps, bollards and lollipop persons, etc., to mitigate any risks to pedestrians. An option which parents say has been explored exhaustively for years with no success. And option 4, open the pedestrian gate that was part of the original planning conditions. But this would mean Kildare County Council taking in charge the Primrose Gate estate, firstly resolving any issues around water and drainage there, for example, and any other delays. It would also mean installing a pedestrian path to the gate as none currently exists, and either creating a turning circle for cars or finding a way to stop parents from driving to that spot in the mornings, causing congestion there. There are objections from residents within Primrose Gate, so this is not a straightforward option. I took a drive around the estate just before school start time to see for myself about the concerns from residents there. Safety issues are apparent in the estate, even though the gate is not currently in use. There are numerous blind spots caused by parked cars at turns onto Willow Avenue. Yet many of the children living in Primrose Estate do attend the school and would avoid the hazards on the Hazelhatch Road if they could use that gate directly within their estate. So I can see why there are arguments both for and against the use of the pedestrian gate. I issued an invitation to the Primrose Gate Management Company to provide comment, either written or verbal, or attend an interview, so I could include their view more directly. But I didn't hear back. Now, a group of parents have formed a protest group and have decided to take action. With no start date in sight for the new school, and in the absence of improvements along the Hazelhatch Road, they are looking to re-establish progress on opening the pedestrian gate. They are aware of objections coming from the Primrose Gate residents, but citing the original planning conditions, they intend to press ahead with their plans anyway. When I asked if they would be willing to meet with Primrose Gate residents, Louise told me
100%. Look, we've actively offered, because again, we want to find, solutions that would work for everyone in this temporary kind of setting. And, we actually held a meeting a number of months ago and invited every kind of stakeholder to it. And look, I couldn't even put a number on it because we've had very little objection, I suppose, but then we haven't formally engaged. We haven't had around the table discussion. It has been quite just kind of over email, and we know that there is some concerns. Only one person raised those concerns with us, and we had given some information back. We'd asked that they speak with the OMC in order to kind of arrange a proper meeting. However, when you track back on this, Trasa, that's what we tried to do. That was the route we tried to take, to really understand how can we just make this work for everyone in the time that we have as quickly as we could manage it. Ultimately, this, like I said earlier, this is bigger than us. This is bigger. This was a building that was put there to And it was put there with 16 classes plus some additional support rooms. So they did obviously assume at some point it could grow to that. They just allowed for a longer kind of temporary situation there. And ultimately, it was built knowing that it was going to be there for a longer time with bigger numbers, and they should have planned for that in the longer term.
At the time of recording this podcast, the first in potentially a series of protests is being organised for Friday, September 13th, 2024. Neither KCC nor the school have yet provided comment. If they do, it will be included in a future pod, so I'll keep you posted. Thank you for listening to the Speaker Podcast. Please subscribe for future episodes. Take care.